Monday night, September 16th, 2024, halftime, Eagles 7, Falcons 6, wrapped up week 2. Jalen, we're going into week 3, and we discussed this over the weekend to start. We were thinking about talking about our week 2 takeaways, one big sort of takeaway. If we could look back, what we would maybe take back. What is your week 2 takeaway?
Don't put
And
any
how are you,
stock into
brother?
week one. I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing really good. Enjoyed the weekend, but I agree, man. Why am I ever putting any stock into what happens in week 1? Ever.
Unless it's your own team, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you're allowed to like enter the fan delusion, but holy God, week 2 was this. I don't know if I'm just taking more notice to it now because we're doing this, that my week 2 takes are just always so off. But man, it felt like this week there was just a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah, yeah. 10 underdogs ended up winning this week. So I don't know if we'll
Yeah,
have that again.
I don't think we're going to have that again. It also, week 2 is always this reminder, like if you escape week 1 with minimal injuries or no injuries, you're like, yeah, all right, right on. You get this idea that maybe we're going to have a healthy season, and then week 2 rolls around and it's like, oh yeah, this is football. I'm going to lose half my fantasy roster in 45 minutes.
Yep.
Insane. Yeah, my big takeaway from week 2 is I grossly underestimated the power of the top end of the NFC South.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, no,
I would
more
I would
on the
lean
Bucks
towards
end.
yes. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I would lean towards more towards yes with Tampa, but I mean, beating the shit out of the Panthers does not really impress me. I know they hung 47 on them, and then what they have 45 on Dallas.
There were all these weird Dallas stats that I think led a lot of people to in the survivor pool, and we'll get to your survivor pool in a little, and in other things to take the Cowboys like they haven't lost a regular season game in Dallas for a year or two or whatever it is, and then they just came out and they looked like the Dallas team that we saw play Green Bay, where they just got kind of run all over, and the speed and the like youth at receiver killed them. I kind of forgot how young the Saints are outside of Kamara and Carr.
Yeah, like Olave, Rashid Shaheed. I mean, they're just fast everywhere.
Foster Monroe, right? He's kind of a younger dude too at tight end. They are
Sure.
quick all over. It's weird. I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't watched much of the Saints. I mean, I
No.
watched the part of the Cowboys game, but that game got out of hand so fast, and the Steelers game was on, and I was bouncing between really the Steelers and the Chiefs and Bengals game, and I don't know what to make of the Saints yet, and it makes next week even weirder because the line is so odd to me. But I'm trying to watch them. I'm trying to see what they're doing differently offensively, but maybe they've just played two bad defenses.
Dude, Derek Carr threw like 14 passes or something, and he had like 240 yards, I think. Like
Yeah, and they
he's
just
just throwing
kill
he's
them.
just throwing bombs to Rashid Shaheed this year.
Yeah, which is also just somewhat unexpected when you look at Derek Carr's. You know, he was seemingly to be like B team Kirk Cousins, where he's checking the ball down, playing safe, especially last year. And then this year, they just felt more comfortable opening the game up for him. I'm kind of impressed.
I guess it's always funny to me when guys like Rashid Shaheed or like how Jameson Williams is being used this year. It's like I don't know how it doesn't click in the coach's head or if it's like some sort of other issue, but like I see how fast these guys get open and I'm like, "Oh, you just now are deciding to run plays for this guy?" Like I don't know.
Yeah. Last year, Rashid Shaheed had those 2 or 3 weeks in fantasy where he dropped like back to back 27-point weeks, and the whole world lost their mind. And I didn't know what to make of it. And now I'm like, oh well, wait, maybe he's just fast and good, and maybe they should get the ball to him.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, but yeah, that's my takeaway. I didn't take that top half of that division, at least seriously enough to the point where I'm like, well, at least Tampa Bay looks really competent, and they've
Yeah,
beaten two pretty decent teams, right? I mean,
Baker looks so good.
yes, and it's just it adds so much sugar to the medicine of the Browns thing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for him. I would have never cheered for Baker in years past, but now I am, and now I'm going to get fucking pissed because Bijan Robinson's going to single-handedly take me down in my keeper league, which is sick. Um, Try to ignore the fact that
Yeah.
that my pain is never ending. Uh, we've got our hate list. You've got a solid 5. I've got 2.5. I'll introduce
Okay.
my .51 now, which is just I'm on the train. Fuck Trevor Lawrence. I,
He only gets a
it's so
half?
frustrating. Oh, I mean, he gets the full point. I put in the sheet Trevor Lawrence times 2. I just didn't give him the full credit of give a full pick because he's already on there and because I've already should have known that I hated him. Uh, Holy God, is he frustrating to watch? Holy God, is it's the most overrated a guy's been coming into the league that I can remember in a really long time, and it's so disappointing. And they talked about it on Bill and Sal's pod, but every time they're in the red zone, they get allergic to the idea of punching the ball in from inside the 5. And he's sailing passes, and he looks rattled and rushed, which is super weird. I was willing to give him a pass a year ago when it was like, oh well, new offense every year and Urban Meyer, but I'm out, man. I'm so far out.
Yeah, so I had Travis Etienne last year, so I watched a lot of Jaguars games. And yeah, Trevor Lawrence just didn't do it for me last year. I just watched him make a lot of weird decisions. And then he
Yeah,
got paid and I kind of hated it even more because I'm like, how is this guy making 55 million? Like, why are the Jags all in on this guy? I mean, I know it's better to, well, in some situations, I can see why you just pay the guy that you have. But I don't know, man. I just think it's weird, and I think he's overrated. And I think my Jags take is going to be pretty good this year. I think I predicted them to finish in the bottom of that division and win like 6 games. So it's looking pretty good right now.
yeah, and it's weird because I think Doug Peterson's going to take a lot of rightful heat for it, but at the same time, I'm watching this game going, guys are open. There's chances at scoring. They're just not scoring because this guy is completely inept.
Yeah, I feel like I should share my take from earlier. It's a little hot, but
No, come for it. I like it.
I think the Trevor Lawrence contract is as bad as the Daniel Jones contract.
It's
And
like
I know
really
I know I'm like way in the on the other side of this, but I think in 2 years you're just gonna look back at the contract and be like, this guy did nothing with it. They have the same amount of playoff wins.
Yeah, that's when you said that earlier today. I was like, "Oh, I'm listening," and I'm gonna put like one foot in on that take and leave the other one out. But I think his ceiling, as I see it now, is so much lower than I saw it even a year ago, and it could end up being just this terrible contract where he and this is a again, it goes back to my week 1 forever hate, which is the Browns paying Deshaun Watson, but teams are overpaying quarterbacks everywhere,
Oh, it's
and
so
we're going to get
bad.
a lot of teams where we're going, this is just as bad of a contract as, and Daniel Jones gets the unfortunate, label of being the worst because he's the first of the worst to get it. And I know he got hurt, but I mean, Tua wasn't looking good before he got hurt either.
No,
And
no, I don't think two is that great.
yeah, and there's, for every time that you bring up a contract like that, somebody's going to say something like, I don't know. I mean, it's even hard to say because Jordan Love's hurt, but people, Jordan Love at least looked good while he was playing. Um, and we were talking
Mhm.
about kind of the inevitability of injuries, so you can't get too mad at that. But you're going to point to something in that vein, and it's not fair because the Lawrence contract is bad right now, and that team is capped at his production value, and they won't get over the
Yeah.
hump until he starts to play like the chosen one he's supposed to be. So yeah, that's my week one add to the hate list. Hate of Trevor Lawrence. Do you have your number one for week one?
Yeah, we just talked about it.
So you're sticking. I see what you're doing. You're sticking with the list, adding and subtracting from the five. I got you. Okay. I thought we were adding five new ones.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
is
Oh no, I mean, if we want to do that, he'll still be number one every week. I can find a new reason why. Every time I watch him on TV, I can find a new reason.
for sure. My number two, I guess I'll take Jordan Love's injury off. It seems like he's going to be coming back in the week one injuries because we're past that now. But this is an anticipatory hate. We talked about it earlier today, but it's flying up the rankings. My week two hate is going to be kicker haters because I know that somewhere on TV, someone's going to be talking about how mad they are that
I
there's all
love
these field
this.
goals and points aren't being scored. And why is the game being determined by kickers? Open your fucking eyes. This is awesome. It adds to drama, it keeps games closer, it's a part of the game. The kickers are good. And it's fun that they're determining games, in my opinion. It's fun to see this wrinkle where defenses are actually good and guys aren't making it to the red zone every time. And now the game's being, played at a different pace because your goal is really to get the ball to the opposing team 40. And then from there you can get super aggressive. So that's yeah, I'm loving the kicker thing, but I know that people are gonna start
Hmm.
coming out of here and they're saying, you know, they're going to throw some kicker hate.
Yeah, they're gonna say, why
Yes,
are we using our
dude.
feet in football?
Yes, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
It is, dude. I mean, this I'm probably a little biased because I have Fairbairn on my fantasy team, the Texans kicker. But like seeing that guy just walk in and he's just like, oh, 58 yards, yeah, I got
And
it.
look, it's not look, Fairbairn's a great kicker. I think the best kicker in football is Brandon Aubrey, that guy in Dallas. Dallas has the best kicker. They're
Yeah,
still not the best team. They still didn't win their game, right? You still got to be able to do the rest of the elements of the game. It's just if you have a good kicker and you're a good team, guess what? You're going to win more games.
yeah. I mean, this isn't like that crazy of news, or it shouldn't be for people because you look back at the Pats teams, and they always had a really good kicker. You look at the Chiefs over the last whatever feels like 50 years at this point, but I mean, they bring Butker out, and you're like, this when is this guy gonna
Right.
miss? So like these good teams have good kickers. It's not new. I think there's more good kickers in the NFL
Yeah,
now.
and that's awesome. And people, my favorite thing is, and I think that this is just more of us growing up in the sports generation we grew up in. A lot of the older heads are like, man, where are all these good kickers coming from? When I was in high school, thought about like kicking for high school football, and my aunt and uncle sent me to a 2-day camp at Ohio State University where they did nothing but punt and kick, and they had like Luke Fickle there coaching it, and we punted and kicked for a weekend, and I came home from that and thought I'm dog shit. And I think I won the punt hang time or something like that. I don't know, but I was like, oh, I'm not good. These
Let's
guys are
go.
hitting 45 yarders into trash cans on purpose, and we're 15. And my cousin went to it. My cousin actually made all state in Florida. Shout out Ben for kicking. But yeah, like it's not a surprise to me. Everything in sports now has a specialty coach where you can go to camps and you get the best coach. You know what I mean? And it's a natural evolution of what I've come to expect at least from sports. I don't know if that take makes sense to you, but yeah, I'm
No,
not
it
shocked
does.
at all that guys have become good kickers.
No, it's like I mean every you can go to any sport, dude, whether it's golf, like people are hitting it 330 off the tee, everybody's hitting it like that. And it used to be like John Daly and Tiger Woods were the only people hitting it over
Right.
300.
Right.
And a 50-yard kick used to be crazy. Well, now Justin Tucker's teeing up 70 yarders to practice in warm-ups.
Yeah, it's insane. So I'm all in on the kicker thing. What's your
Yeah, I love it. I think we need to do double kickers in fantasy next
double
year instead
kicker
of double
take?
quarterbacks.
The most important position.
Because my kicker is the highest scoring player on my team this
Yeah,
week.
that's last week. I bought Boswell. It's like, well, thank you, Christ. You scored me 25 points.
Yeah, I mean, what did the Commanders guy put up this week?
Oh
Like
yeah, that was
30?
insane. I can't. That game was so in.
He hit 7.
I saw an insult stat today that said the Giants are the first team to score 3 touchdowns, and the other team scores 0, and them still lose. Um,
Yeah,
so
really
really
sad
sad
stat.
stat. What is your number 2? Why don't you rattle off 2 and 3 for me? Because my top 3 right now is Browns, T-Lock, kicker hate. What are your 2 and 3?
Okay, number two is really depressing because it was my survivor pick, and I just this always happens when you're like, oh, there's no way this team's gonna lose, right? It's the Ravens. I don't know how the Ravens lost to the Raiders. I don't know how they let Gardner Minshew look like. I mean, did you watch that game at
Yeah,
all?
no, I particularly the end of it because there was a point where I had it on and I saw the Ravens doing what they do. They're leading in the fourth quarter. I'm thinking to myself, well, the Ravens can run the ball really well. And then it turned into like one of these Ravens games we saw last year where they couldn't finish.
Well, dude, and it's Gardner Minshew picking them apart. I think he was like 126 yards in the fourth quarter. He was just throwing at Bowers, Devontae Adams, and then like I don't know, all this like the Ravens are up 10, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, the Raiders are gonna win this
Yeah,
game.
money down the stretch.
Didn't like the body language from Lamar. Have to point that out.
Okay. No, body language from Lamar negative.
In the fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like there are Ravens games like this where they've got the lead. I'm kind of confident. I'm, you know, thinking to myself, well, no way. And then here we are. The Ravens lose the game, and you're scratching your head, going, "How did that happen?" I mean, 2 years ago they blew that lead to the Dolphins. They've got a problem finishing, which is relatable for a lot of men.
Yeah, I think they're a candidate for team from hell this
Oh,
year.
I like that.
Just because the offensive line is so bad, and if they don't get their shit together, dude, they're in like the grittiest, toughest division in football. They will lose games if they don't get it together.
Yeah, I mean, starting off 0-2 hurts. I think more than people will let you know. And their 2 losses are shitty end of game emotional losses, and it's not easier this week for them. They're on.
Now they've got the Cowboys, then they've got the Bills, then they've got the Bengals. They could be 1-4.
Yeah, I mean they worst case scenario they're 0-5, and if they're 0-5 after that,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not I'm not jumping out of my seat shocked.
ah, it's weird, man. The fall off of like a really, I mean, I'm not they're not falling off yet,
No, no.
but this isn't like a crazy thing to happen after a team looks awesome the year before. They make sort of a deep run, and the next year they're just like everything falls
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
And the defense looks bad, dude. I don't know who else they lost besides Patrick Queen, but he must have been the biggest alpha on that defense because the defense looks
Well, the
horrible.
the Steelers also got Deshaun Elliott, who I think played for them last year as well. Yeah, and I don't that kind of losing guys, bits and pieces here and there. Elliott's been great for the Steelers this year. Oh no, he's on Miami last year, so never mind. But I feel like they've lost other guys because the way that their team's playing, it feels like there's other parts of that defense that are missing. Or maybe they're just getting old.
I don't know what's missing on offense though. Like this team shouldn't really struggle to score
I
30
think it's an identity thing.
with Lamar and Flowers and Likely and Andrews and
Eric Henry.
Henry, and they have like Bateman and Justice Hill. Like they have really good players.
Yeah, I think their offensive problem is an identity issue. I don't, you bring in Henry and everybody's like, oh, Henry and Lamar, but I don't think they want to run Lamar that much. And then in the first game, they run him a bunch. And then yesterday, he looks good, but not great. And I just don't know. When I watch their offense, I'm like, do you guys know what you want to be doing every series? Every series seems to take a new form.
Yeah, I wonder if Lamar gets frustrated because I know that it's common for every NFL team to tell their mobile quarterbacks to like tone it
Right.
down in the regular season.
Right.
And Lamar probably feels like, hey, you guys saw week one. I gave us a chance to win, but you kind of have to let me play loose like that,
Yeah.
or it's not really going to work. Because he's not really like a traditional pocket passer. I mean, his passing has gotten way better over since he first came into the league. But I mean, telling a guy like that to not run and like he's saying, "Oh, I lost all this weight. I feel so good. I feel faster than I ever have." And then like I know they told him like, "Hey, dude, you can't run 17 times or 16 times or whatever it was against the
Yeah, and
Chiefs."
I mean, when you look at a lot of these guys' injuries too, I mean, Jordan Love, for example, or guys who get hurt at the quarterback position, a lot of them occur in the pocket. I'd say probably just as
Yeah,
much as they do out. I mean, I know Tua's injury was out of the pocket, but that was also Tua, and I'm sorry for saying this, it was dumb. I mean, he lowered his shoulder into a defensive
yeah,
back. I mean,
it
it wasn't a
was.
smart play. And when you look at how a lot of these guys get hurt, it feels like it happens in the pocket anyway. And when they're out of the pocket, at least they're aware they're out of the pocket, and they'll slide or
I've always thought Lamar runs like really
same.
smart too.
I when I watch him,
And he's so fast. He's always looking for like, okay, where can I slide here? Where can I get out of bounds so I'm not getting hit? Like he's not really like trying to run people
no, he's
over
not galloping down the field with
like
a head of
Josh Allen.
steam.
Like, yeah.
All right, good take, good take. What's your third?
Third is a recurring one. It's Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson. I don't know who's in charge of the Lions offense right now. Jared Goff threw 54 passes week one. He threw 55 yesterday, and it just I don't know what they're doing. I think I was complaining to you in real time, like, well, I don't know what I'm watching. Like they're running these weird pitches to Gibbs. Like I think they had a second and two, and they like tried to run a pitch to Gibbs, and it ended up like a third and five. And I'm like, okay, why aren't you taking a shot here? And then why aren't you bringing in Montgomery to punch it in and give you a like reset the downs?
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing. And I had this problem in week one where I'm like, dude, what are you calling right now? Like, I mean, they got Amon Ra really involved in the second or in this game yesterday, but I don't know what's going on with the Lions. And Jared Goff looks
yeah,
bad.
and for every it's a great take because, Ben Johnson, everybody wants Ben Johnson. Everybody, Ben Johnson's the guy. And now I'm watching the offense and I'm like, is there a Jared Goff problem? Is there a play calling problem? Are they trying to do too much? Are they not doing enough because they don't want to give up their playbook? I, yeah, it feels like it's like, what are we doing here?
Well, it's so ironic to have Goff come out and throw 55 passes after the way that they literally won the game in
Yes.
overtime. They gave it to Montgomery like 8 times over and over. Like the team is built to run the ball over and over and
And
over. You should never have Jared Goff throwing 55
and by the
passes.
way, the Bucks not great like defensively. I'm not saying they're bad. They're obviously better than people thought, but like not awesome on defense. So, yeah, just like really weird. I don't yeah, I can't wrap my head around what they're supposed to be doing on the offensive end of the ball. All right, well, my next one is, it's the Panthers. I'm so over it. I'm so pissed. If I'm a Panthers fan, I'm pissed. I understand that every year there's got to be one team who's really bad, but this is like a next level bad that it's been a long time since I've seen a team with this little hope. And the fact that, they should have had and could have had, Stroud. They could have had Caleb Williams had they not made that trade. They don't seem to be interested in winning. Their biggest offseason pickup is Deontay Johnson,
They traded AJ Brown,
not
right?
DJ Moore, as a part of the
DJ
as a
Moore, that's
part
right.
of the trade that resulted in Caleb Williams. I mean, it's so bad, and I don't understand. I know that when you think that you see the guy that should be the future quarterback of your team in the draft, you should make that trade, and I understand it, but they've done nothing to help Bryce Young. They've probably ruined his career. And now they're benching him for Sam Darnold. So it's just, or not Sam Darnold for and no, I don't want to throw shade at Sam Darnold.
Hey,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
for Andy
whoa.
Dalton, and it's like, God, that's brutal. I mean, Andy Dalton's famously a ginger, and there's gray in his beard now. He's going to go from the red rifle to the silver rifle. I mean,
Dude, the skill gap between Andy Dalton and Bryce Young is so big, and it should not be.
yeah, yeah,
Like the Panthers might win a couple. They probably will win a couple games because he'll connect with Thielen now, and they'll start looking a little better. I think players on that team are probably over the Bryce Young project as well, which sucks for him. I feel really bad for
yeah,
him,
and
but
it's like
it happens.
it's really really hard to digest the fact that this team is just completely squandered what's now it's probably going to be like 4 or 5 year project from here. So, over half a decade of just awful football.
Yeah, they can't even get people to come to the games
No, tickets
either.
are selling for $1. So, yeah, the Panthers make the list. What's your third
Yeah.
or your fourth? Sorry, your fourth. Yeah.
My fourth is injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of touched on it already, but it's every year, dude. Every year, week one, two. I'm sure there's going to be another one next week. I'm just like, how do these guys get hurt every single
Yeah, it
year?
sucks. It sucks. And it's
I was just gonna go quick. My fifth one is I hate that I love this Vikings team.
yes.
I love them, dude. I love them.
I love it, dude. I'm you know what? They're fun as fuck. A 99-yard bomb to Justin
They're
Jefferson.
pretty fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing like the locker room after just be so pumped for Sam Darnold too.
Yeah, it's they have like the feeling of a young NBA team that is like, they might make the play-in tournament or they might make the 8 seed or 7 seed, but God, it's really fun to just turn them on and watch. And they make weird mistakes, but they also make awesome big plays. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's I'm excited to watch the rest of the season because as bad as I was or as much as I was looking forward to having a top draft pick, I would always prefer not to suck over that.
Yeah.
And I know people would rather just be like, "Oh, give me the top draft pick," but I'm like, I just don't like it's loser mentality, and I hate it. So I'm glad that things are kind of working out for everyone there. I also like
I was going
Kevin
to say, it
O'Connell
speaks
a
to how
lot.
awesome your coach is. To rally those guys after the McCarthy
Yeah,
injury, it's cool.
yeah, Flores too. Flores doing a great job with the defense. I'm so happy that JJ gets to sit for a year after watching Caleb and Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. Like none of them have thrown a touchdown pass
Yeah, we were
yet.
talking about that
So
earlier today. It's like I understand why you want to get your guy out there and get him minutes and get him experience. You draft him in the first round, the hype's there. You don't want to be miserable. But the model in the NFL is kind of proving itself to be if you give a guy a year to acclimate to speed, to, you know, get used to the professional game, build strength, like get in the locker room and lift and throw a ball against a professional defense every week in practice. Or, in JJ's case, he's injured, but he's going to get to watch the tape. He's going to get to be in the professional environment. He doesn't have class. He doesn't, have parties to be going to with, his college friends. He's a professional football player. Not saying that he's not partying, but just get used to being a pro. It goes a long ways. It worked for Jordan Love. It worked for Patrick Mahomes. You know,
Yeah, and guess who else it's gonna work for? And it's gonna really piss me off. It's gonna work for the Patriots,
Yeah,
dude. Drake May's gonna come in like week 5, week 6, and he's gonna look good because he's been sitting here. Jacoby's been probably giving him a bunch of tips, working with him during practice every week. Like, and that's such a good guy to have in front of you to like learn
right.
from, Jacoby Brissett. And
Very similarly, Darnold's a great guy to have in front of you.
yeah,
And
yeah, I
and for the
agree.
Patriots, is there any reason the Patriots? I mean, if they sit May the full year, that's also fine. I don't think they will, but if you're
Yeah.
a Pats fan and you're like, well, where is he when your team's 2-10 in a couple of weeks or whatever? I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but if it is, don't go saying play this guy. Just be like, yeah, we're 2-10. Our O line is not very good. We don't have any weapons. Maybe it's not the worst thing to just let Drake May play the Patriots defense, which looks pretty fucking good every weekend in practice. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're right. It's gonna work, and it's proven to work across the league when you have the ability to do it. It's very rare that a guy steps in. There's very few CJ Strouds. And even Stroud, it took him a while last year to get going. I mean, Lamar sat behind Flacco for the majority of his rookie season, and it worked well
Yeah.
for him. And Burrow sat out almost his entire rookie season because he got hurt. It's just, I
Hmm.
just think it does. Yeah, I'm all for the model. So go Vikings, man. I'm happy for you. So the picks are pretty much all in from last
Thank you.
week. You've got the count. What are we looking at as far as you versus
Yeah,
me?
so I've got a 2 point lead on you. It's 13 to
All right.
11 as of now. I haven't factored in the Falcons Eagles, obviously. That's still going on. We missed on a lot,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I know. I know. It's bad.
We missed on a lot.
What was our biggest miss?
Our biggest miss was 49ers spread over.
Yeah. Okay.
Somehow,
Thanks for
dude,
leaving me
somehow.
taking the Steelers over off of that, dude. That's nice of you.
Yeah, I could never take the over on a Steelers game. I probably won't all year. It seems like free money to
It's a
take the
lesson
under.
learned.
Yeah, we also missed the Rams.
Oh yeah, God, I was really off on that game. I thought the Rams were gonna kill those guys.
That game was over in 10 minutes.
Dude, so the second Marvin Harrison touchdown happened, I was like between getting my game set up for the second half of the day. I was getting the Steeler game on. I was getting the Bengal game on for my grandpa who's upstairs, and I come back downstairs and I flip on the. I get back to sitting down to watch the Cardinals game, and Marvin Harrison scores that second massive touchdown. And the broadcaster, I don't know who's calling the game, is like, and that's Marvin Harris's second one of those today. I was like, oh, bullshit. And I look at my phone, and it's 2 receptions, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like, what the?
Yeah, he
That
looked
was
good,
awesome.
dude. He looked really good.
It's kind of nice because I was actually really high on that offense and that team. And coming out of week one, there was a lot of negativity after the
Oh
Bills
yeah.
game, and we'll talk about the Bills because I just think they look good. Yeah, that was that was awesome, and it's paying off. My Kyler Murray take and the Trey McBride and the whole thing, it's all paying off. And go James Conner every week that they.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't forget the MVP, James Conner, my new favorite running back,
Hey
by the
man,
way.
consistency kills.
Look, I just thought he was gonna like fall off a little bit, but he's really good, man. He's
he's
really good still.
he's a fun fantasy running back to have because no matter what,
And
James Conner's going out
dude, he's
there.
so fun to watch. He just wants to run everybody over.
Yeah, yeah. He plays the game with gusto, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, he's dope.
Cancer survivor from Pittsburgh. You gotta love him. Gotta love him. All right. Well, I guess without further ado, we'll jump into week 3 of the NFL. Thursday night, Pats go into New York against the Jets. The Jets are favored by 6.5, and the over under is 37.5. I will take the Jets on the money line, but I'm going to take the Pats to cover, and I don't know what to do with the over under, so I'm going to leave it be.
I'm doing the exact same thing. If I get burned on this week, it's fine, but like almost I feel like almost every team was covering. All the underdogs were covering. And it feels like winning by a touchdown is like really hard to do right now.
Yeah, and I know that the Jets won by a touchdown against the Titans, but this is Thursday night. First of all, horrible. Everything about Thursday night scares me from a betting standpoint. And second, I haven't watched the Jets and been like, whoa, man, there it is. And to be favored by 6.5, favored by a touchdown, essentially on a Thursday game, you got to show me a little bit more than that. So I still think the Jets will win, but I think this will be like a weird. It could be 16-10, with a dumb touchdown by the Jets, at the end after trailing 6-10 all game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right with you.
Um, Next game, it's the beginning of the Sunday morning slate. This is an electric game, man. Oh my God, the fans are just screaming for this one. It's the New York Football Giants against the Cleveland Masseuses. The Browns are hosting the Giants -6. Browns are favored by 6. The over/under set at 38.5. Where are you going? Because this game sucks.
Yeah, this will not be on my TV. I'm gonna take the Browns though.
Yeah, okay. Are you going to take them to
And
cover?
I see 6.5. Do you have 6.5?
I see 6.5. What did I say?
You said 6. I just want to make sure we're
Yeah,
on the
six
same
and a
page.
half.
Oh man. Okay, so I know I just said it's hard to win by a touchdown, but we need to factor in Daniel Jones and the Panthers to that and just kind of leave them to the side.
Yeah,
Kind of say unless you're playing Daniel Jones. And it's not really just the Daniel Jones thing, it's that he's going against the Browns and I think they could make him look silly.
yeah.
So, I'm gonna take the Browns to cover.
I had the same thing. I was also tempted to maybe just take the under in this game because I don't think the Browns are going to score a lot. And I actually think I'm going to take the under in this game. Cleveland hasn't done anything like that crazy offensively to like blow me away. I think the team hates Deshaun Watson, and the only reason that they stay competitive is because Deshaun Watson can't play on defense. Yeah, I'll go for the big 3-pointer here. I'll go Browns to win, cover, and the over.
Yeah, I like the under. I'm not gonna
Or the
pick
under,
it,
sorry.
but
The under. Yeah.
yeah,
Not
dude,
the over.
there could be there could be a lot of defense in this game that turns into points, and it might just be 3 points. But
Yeah, yeah,
you might you might see you might see a pick six
yeah. If we got lucky,
or two.
or two or five. I mean, Miles Garrett's just going to
Yeah.
be in Daniel Jones's grill, so that's awesome.
Oh, he's gonna kill him, dude.
Yeah. Next game, interesting game. I think we've both got some fun stuff to say about this. Bears Colts. Colts -1.5 at home. Over under set at 42.5. I've got the Colts and the cover here. I'm not going to touch the over under. And we were texting about this all weekend and a little bit into today. The ball coming out of Caleb Williams' hand looks weak. Like it looks like a feather floating in the air. His
Yeah.
deep ball is bad. And it's surprising because that was like his thing was like, oh, this guy it looks like he can put the ball anywhere off of any foot. Caleb Williams looks like the game is moving way too fast for him. It looks like he's underestimating how much he needs to put under throws or can't throw the ball hard enough to beat professional defenses to the spot. The Colts defense is terrible. I mean, like to do what they did against the Packers this past week is so embarrassing. I don't I don't see the Bears winning this game, but I'm hesitant to go either way. I'm going to watch this game for the pure fact of I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Dude, I am so confused because week one the Colts almost beat the Texans.
Yes.
And then they go play Green Bay with Malik Willis and they look terrible. So I don't want anything to do with this game. Um and I think Anthony Richardson could look pretty bad against this, but the thing is he doesn't throw. So he could just run for I don't don't know, 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. And
Yeah, so I thought that very thing this week, right? I was like, well, Anthony Richardson doesn't throw the ball very well. The Colts are playing Green Bay, who didn't look particularly great against a run offense last week. I'll take Anthony Richardson's over rush yards at 39 and a half. Dude had 37 yards and lost me $600. It was the last leg of a parlay I needed to hit.
no way.
Dude, I'm so hurt about this. Yeah, I'm so mad. I'm so like, and so I've been out on Anthony Richardson. I think I have a pretty good track record of kind of saying like, look, he's super athletic and he's a freak and he can do some things that nobody else can do, but he's not the total package. He's missing
No, he's
quite a
not.
number of things.
I mean, he's basically in his rookie year as well
Right.
because he only played 3 games last year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true.
Um, so I'm not gonna shit on him too hard. But one thing about him though is he's pretty fun to watch because he'll just rip off like a 70-yard throw, and you're like, wow,
He can do
like,
anything. That's the thing.
dude, he could throw the ball so far and so hard too.
And every now and then it's like so unbelievably accurate for the position he's throwing out of and how far the throw is and how hard he's throwing it. I'm like, whoa, I can't believe he delivered that ball. But then the other 70% of downs, I'm left scratching my head. And yeah, you're right. It's practically his rookie year. I think that his upside, if he can ever figure it out, is really close to Jalen Hurts, where he's just this
Yeah, I mean, he kind of
big
reminds me
dude.
more of like I think he's closer to like his peak would be closer to like Cam Newton,
Yeah,
just because I
Josh
think he
Allen.
runs really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's somewhere between Cam Newton and Jamarcus Russell right now, and it kind of flip flops throughout the game.
Yeah, he sits somewhere in that, flexible zone of Cam Newton and the biggest bust in NFL history.
Uh,
Oh God. Yeah, no, it's impossible to draw comparisons for him really. And you can go through the exercise.
yeah,
He's the next Cam Newton. He looks like Josh Allen, but really what he is whatever he's gonna be because he's so unique. Weird game.
yeah, I like him though. I hope he turns out to be pretty good.
What are you taking here? I don't know if I miss it. Are you going Colts?
I'm going the same as you. I'm going Colts and then Colts to cover.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you intro the next game, man.
So this will be. I might have to just main screen this game
Let's
and
go.
kind of flip back and forth
Let's go.
between the other games. Texans coming into Minnesota. We beat the 49ers yesterday
Yep.
somehow. I don't really know how.
You're
They haven't
thinking
won
Yoffs,
in
right?
Minnesota, and I'm definitely thinking Yoffs the way the division's playing out at the moment. I obviously think the Lions are going to turn it around, but the Bears don't look like anything special. And if Jordan Love I mean, he's going to be hurt. If we can get a couple losses out of the Packers,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. The
Yeah.
schedule's not too crazy. Um, that being said, I think this line is a slap in the face to the Texans, and I'm going to take the Texans.
Okay. Wow.
And
There's
Texans to 46 and a half. Nah, I'm not touching that because I don't think Justin Jefferson's playing this week. If he was, I might feel a little different.
yeah, yeah. There's one thing that I'm gonna hold you to right now. On
Yeah.
Thursday, we watched the game together, and you told me that you would be buying a Sam Darnold jersey. I need to know if it's in the mail. And you told me you'd be
Okay.
wearing it every Sunday.
Okay. 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 I look. I didn't think it was gonna happen. All right.
Yeah, no, I understand what you thought.
However, if we beat the
Oh,
Texans,
here we go.
I will. Okay, I will. I will. I promise you, I will buy it. I will buy the signed one too.
Is this becoming we're getting dangerously close to perm territory.
What do you mean?
Well, PFT didn't get that perm for a long time.
Dude, I don't have enough. I don't have that much hair, man.
Well, what I'm saying is, if this jersey isn't ordered after a win this week, we're gonna have
Oh, well, we're not gonna beat the Texans, dude. The fun ends here.
Dude, you're at home. And you know what?
I
Just
love the team, but we're not beating the Texans, dude.
dude,
CJ Stroud's gonna rip us up.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you. What I'm about to do right here. Okay. I originally had the Texans. I had the Texans covering the number. Um,
Stop
and
it.
and now I'll stick with the Texans and the Texans on the number. But man, do I want to take
I
the
knew you were
Vikings right
lying.
now, dude.
You don't, dude, because Jefferson's hurt.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. Sam Darnold's fucking fun to watch, and he's
Yeah,
fun to
he
cheer
is,
for,
but
man. I'll tell you
D'Amico
what.
Ryans is gonna have him like panicked all week, all game. I feel like he's gonna blitz the hell out of him.
Yeah, you're probably right. But you just beat the 49ers, so
Yeah, but that's like a I don't know, man.
yeah, here's the
I
thing, dude. You're not catching any more teams sleeping. That's for sure.
no, definitely not.
Nobody's sleeping anymore. So, yeah, you're probably
And the
yeah.
Texans, I have to share my take on a Texans player.
Go for it.
I think Nico Collins is a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I love this take, and he might be, dude.
And I had him on my fantasy team all last year, and I was blown away by the numbers. And I'm watching him play this year, and I watched him play a lot last year too. But this guy is tall, he's strong, he has great separation from the
Yep.
corners, and he catches everything that you throw at him. And I think I'm ready to put him in the category. Maybe not with Jefferson and Tyreek. I feel like those two are kind of in their own, and I'm probably a little biased with Jefferson. I know not everybody
No, I
agrees
think
that he's.
Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL.
Dude, I mean,
Period.
I know people weren't watching Vikings games last year, but this guy had the shittiest quarter. I mean, he had Josh Dobbs and then he had Nick Mullins, and he still got over 1,000 yards somehow.
Yeah.
Like the passes that were being chucked to him were so bad, and he would just jump up, grab it, come down. And so I think he's in an elite tier with Tyreek. But then it gets, you get into like the Chase, AJ Brown, and I think Nico Collins belongs there. And I love him because I haven't heard anything about him bitching about his contract or just anything. He just goes out,
He plays
he's
football.
playing football. Yes, and I love it. I think he's a great player. I would love to have him on my team. I would choose to have him on my team over a lot of the other top tier receivers. And I would also choose Amon Ra to be on my team. We can save that for the Lions.
You had an awakening.
But yeah, there's my Nico Collins glaze
I
for.
love it. I love it. I love Nico Collins, so I'm not gonna hate. I actually I love the take. So yeah, I'll just CD Lamb deserves to be on that list probably somewhere too. But yeah,
Oh, sure, sure. CD can be in there too.
yeah, great take. Yeah, okay. Eagles Saints. We've got the Eagles on right now. They're up 3 against the Falcons. I'm sure this line might move a little, but maybe not. The Eagles are in New Orleans, favored by a point. Over under set at 49.5. And we talked about the Saints earlier. I don't know what's going on, but because I have no idea what's going on, and because I haven't been blown away by what I've seen from Philadelphia, and I think AJ Brown's missing a couple of weeks. I'm
Yeah.
taking the Saints, which means I'm taking them to cover. I'm taking the
Okay.
Saints. I'm taking the Saints.
It's not like it's got to be like 3 for the Eagles, right?
It was 1 earlier today.
Yeah, let's ride with the Saints, man.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah. I don't know about the over under. I wasn't going to touch it anyway. I think they had it at like 49.5. At first, I was like, maybe I'll take that because the Saints are putting up 40 alone every game. But the Eagles' defense is probably better than anything they've faced. So
Nah, give me the over.
give them the over. Dude, I don't want to be a coward. I'll go with it. I'll go with you. Let's do it. Let's have
Give me the
fun. Let's
over.
have fun. Um, yeah, I mean, I think enough has been said about the Saints, and the Eagles. It's just a mystery every week. It seems like I don't know.
I have Eagles Saints spread -3 Eagles 45 is the over under.
All right, well, let's take it.
So what the Saints scored last week.
Yeah, let's take it, dude. Let's go. Let's go, Saints.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
That's fun. Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, and then Derek Carr's gonna suck this week. You can book it.
Hey, I'm not gonna hate until I see it get bad. All right, I'll introduce this next game because I'm pumped. And another thing is, Jalen, let's rejoice real quickly between the two of us in the fact that we are both in first in our division, and we will be guaranteed to be first in our division in week 3. The worst thing that can happen is we get tied for our division.
What a year.
Steelers hosting the Chargers. Steelers are 1.5-point favorites at home. Over under set at 36.5 as a home opener for Pittsburgh. Chargers coming off of a monster win against a college football team. And the Steelers coming off of a really ugly win against the Broncos. I, of course, am going to be taking Steelers, taking them to cover. And I'm not touching the over under this week.
Oh, what happened?
Well, the thing is the Steelers offense blows. And I failed to see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It kind of does. Yeah.
I may or may not have watched a bunch of Justin Fields Chicago highlights before Monday Night Football last week and gotten really excited about maybe him doing fun stuff. And
Does he
that's
have
my
highlights?
bad. Oh, Jalen, I wish you wouldn't say such inappropriate things, dude.
No, I just the last Justin Fields highlight tape I saw was him overthrowing DJ Moore about 14 times.
Hey, look. I,
I feel bad for him, by the way.
oh, I feel awful for anybody in Chicago right now, but I want to say this. Bullshit call took off the touchdown from George Pickens. A very weak.
Oh wait, which one? Because he celebrated like,
dude.
It felt like 6 of them that
Look,
got called back.
every time George Pickens has a big play, I should just know that there's a flag in the backfield for something extremely weak. That is that the broadcaster's like, oh yeah, he got him, but man, that's close. If a broadcaster says that a holding call on an O lineman is close, it means it shouldn't have been called because they hold every fucking play. I was really trying to watch the F words, really working hard to watch the F words. And I have never been more angry than this week. There was probably one of the nicest throws I've ever seen a quarterback make on the run over the shoulder to George Pickens down the sideline. That was called back for a hold. And the broadcasters were like, you're not going to see much better than that any day. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, they were glazing the two of them, only for it to come back for, a 10-yard loss on a very weak holding call. And then George Pickens there was a pick play called. It was just weak and frustrating, and I am trying not to be mad about it. But yeah, no, the over-under looking grim for the rest of the year. I won't be taking it. But yeah, I love Justin Fields. He's on my
So
love list.
what are you talking about? You said Justin Fields was rolling out and threw an
Yeah,
awesome
dude.
pass.
Yeah.
One of the best you've ever seen.
No. I didn't say it was one of the best I'd ever. Well, yeah, I mean it was from a Steelers standpoint because we've never had a mobile quarterback.
Okay.
But God,
I
it
was
was
gonna say, I think you could just turn on a Chiefs game and watch about 6 of those.
Yeah, I've watched Josh Allen too. But it was an awesome throw. Okay, I get it. I'm glazing. I'm delusional, dude. I'm
No, I
delusional
know
over
it
the
was, dude.
Steelers.
I watched the whole game. I watched
Okay,
the whole game because I was tracking my field goal props. I was locked in. I actually had it full screen for a while.
a bet we should never
Um,
reveal to the public.
no, that's secure info right there.
You
Uh,
gotta pay for the Patreon to get that. That we don't have. Yeah, no, I loved it. I love the Steelers this week. It was I like them to win this game. Where are you going? I'm gonna glaze the Steelers until we start losing, and I get really depressed.
yeah. Give me the Chargers.
Oh, you bitch!
This is a Harbaugh game. It's Harbaugh, dude. You're gonna be so mad when you see Harbaugh over there just smacking Justin Herbert on the chest, and
You
then
know I
J.K.
hate
Dobbins is
him,
gonna do a front flip on a 50-yard run because he couldn't walk up the stairs in Baltimore, but now he can do front flips apparently.
dude. I don't want to look. If that happens, I will come on here and will need to give me a 5-minute rage period. And Holly will have to bleep out so many things because I can't stand it, man.
Yeah, it's they're running the ball like crazy though. They probably won't be able to run it against you guys very much,
Yeah,
but
the nice thing about the
I don't know.
Steelers is, yeah, go ahead.
They have like these two power backs to where they kind of can just pound the ball all game if they want.
The Steelers' run defense hasn't looked like amazing. I mean, it's been pretty good, and nothing's as good as their pass defense. But I don't know. I've been just so legitimately impressed with the Steelers' defense and their ability to control games. If they get up, it's going to be a lot of trouble for the Chargers. So it's going to be the first week where I feel like we really, really need to score early and like take advantage of opportunities that our defense gives us. Because if I think there's a turnover in every game there for the Steelers, but if we don't start taking advantage of the turnovers that we're winning, it'll be bad against the Chargers.
Yeah, this is probably a race to what do you think? 15?
Yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, it could be even a race to the first team to score 10, and then the other team might start rolling over. Because I don't think either offense has the ability to really come back from down 2 possessions at any point in the game.
No, probably not. I gotta say though, as much shit that I give you about the Steelers, that defense is so crazy to watch.
Oh my
They're
god.
so good. They're
Dude,
so good.
it's so overwhelming. Other teams look so overwhelmed these past couple of
It's
weeks.
it's so sick to just watch TJ Watt and Patrick Queen just like scream at each other after like they
Oh,
make a big play too. It's so cool.
and like to have it's so a defense with Alec Highsmith, T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, and Patrick Queen alone is good enough to win you 5 to 6 games. You add Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr. on top of that. It's just insane. It's insane. I haven't been this happy watching a Steelers defense in so long. It's so nice to be back to like, oh well, if you're going to Pittsburgh, you better be ready. You better buckle your chin strap. So thank you for giving me my flowers.
Yeah, I'm still picking the Chargers.
Yeah, I respect it. All right, next Broncos Bucks. Good Christ. Buccaneers favored by 6.5. Over under at 39.5. And it's in Tampa Bay. Jalen, what are you feeling?
I'm rolling with the Bucks,
Yeah, same.
and
Okay.
dude, the Broncos. I don't know, man. Bo Nix looks really just not great,
It's
and
kind of sad.
I don't want to hate on rookie QBs this much, but he does not look good.
Yeah. I mean, I think over the past couple of years, as a football community, we're learning lessons. There's this owners and GMs and everybody feels this constant need to get the next guy. Take a quarterback, take a quarterback, get a quarterback, get a quarterback. There's got to be one in there. Best quarterback in the Kenny Pickett year was Brock Purdy. The Justin
Yeah.
Fields year, I think that's Trevor Lawrence. That's Justin Fields. It's Trey Lance. I mean, nobody from that draft looks good. And this year, there was about as much hype as you can remember going into a quarterback year, and none of these guys look all that great right now. Now that we're 2 weeks in, and I'm not saying, but the Bo Nix thing looks scary in a lot of spots. It looks weird and kind of discombobulated. I feel bad for them because their offense has like almost negative weapons, if that makes sense. There's
I don't know, dude. I don't think Cortland Sutton is that bad. I think he's pretty
That's
like I
fair.
watched a couple games last year where, and this was Sean Payton coaching with a quarterback that he absolutely hated, and he was still winning games.
Yeah, no, it's
And like
yeah.
Javante Williams looks like he's not doing anything this year. I
No,
don't know. They look bad.
they look tough. It looks really. I mean, I watched the full game this week because the Steelers are playing them, and it does. It looks brutal. their offense looks completely disconnected, and Bo Nix has plays. He has moments. So it's hard to count him completely out. But last week we were both like, well, there's a little something there. And then after this week, I was like, man, but maybe I should take a little bit of a lesson here and say anybody playing the Steelers, especially rookie QBs, let's
Yeah,
just stay away from that. And I typically don't like to glaze my own defense that much, but it might be the truth. Anybody playing the Steelers, maybe just discount the quarterback a couple of yards. But I'm with you this week. I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks. I don't know if I like them to cover 6, but also I don't know if they get up 14, 17-3, something like that. I don't know if the Broncos are capable of coming back against it.
yeah,
And that's what scares me about the 6.5 is it's very easily I could see Baker Mayfield going out, 7 points, then they give up 3, and then Baker puts up 14, and then it just gets away from the Broncos quick. So Broncos are Bucks and a cover on the touchdown.
yeah. That's gonna be a huge issue for them is just getting the ball past midfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they played the Steelers, but even in week one against the Seahawks, they were like really struggling to move the ball. Unless he was throwing like a 5 yard out.
Yeah, and their biggest play of the game was a trick play. And
Yeah.
I have this
Awesome play, by the way.
awesome play, but I have this rule where if a team comes out that is an underdog, especially a heavy underdog, and in the first half they run a trick play, and that's kind of the big thing that gets them momentum, you're okay. Your team's in really good shape because they're throwing the kitchen sink at you. They're throwing everything they've got to try to get you on your heels, and if you can sustain the blow, either hold them to 3 or create a turnover or something, you're probably going to win that game because that's everything they've got to get the ball in a big chunk. They're telling you that the rest of their playbook can't get them big chunks. And to me, that play was like, oh my God, really sick play, awesome play, holy shit. Rest of the game, couldn't do anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was about the worst two offenses I had to watch in a
Yeah.
long time.
Well, the Steelers are
That
going to
was
be that all year.
yeah, it was crazy, man. Because I had I had the Chiefs and Bengals on, and I was like, I'm watching Justin Fields and Bo Nix on half my screen, and then I'm watching Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes played like one of the worst games of his life. I felt like
And they still won.
it still looked better.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to the Chiefs. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, they almost made the hate list. Packers, Titans. Titans favored by 2.5 at home. Over under set at 36.5. Tennessee loses a weird game to New York. The Packers pick up almost an even weirder game against the Colts. Malik Willis against Will Levis.
I,
The
I
Will
was already laughing, dude.
Dude, it's the Malik Willis revenge game. Don't forget it. Um,
Yeah, stole my line. I was gonna say.
dude, I genuinely don't even know. I think I have a question mark next to this game because I don't know what the hell to do with it.
Dude, I need another Will Levis like falling down, pitch it off.
Yeah, I
Play
mean,
this
part of me
game.
feels
I
like it's
need it again.
irresponsible to pick any team that Will Levis starts for. The other half of me is like, the Titans at least know that Malik Willis sucks. Um,
It's true. If Vrabel was coaching this game, I would Titans by I'd take
oh,
the Titans on
by a
everything.
billion. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Titans because they're at home. They need to win, and I think that the Packers are going to do everything they can to get to Jordan Love playing, but road games are going to be really tough with Malik Willis, and I don't think the Titans are going to just let them run the ball all game long. They actually look pretty decent on run defense, but not great. They did give up a big touchdown to the backup running back for the Jets, which infuriates me because I have Brees Hall.
Two
But
two
what's
touchdowns.
two? He had a receiving one too, right? Yeah, awesome. And
Yeah.
and they gave up 3 touchdowns total to running backs, which is awesome. Yeah, but you know what? No, I'm switching right here, right now. I'm going Packers. I'm going for them to cover. I can't do the Will Levis thing, dude. It's too much.
No, I can't either. I have the Packers.
Yeah,
And I have
it's.
the Packers.
I can't believe I just walked myself through that live talking to you, but can't do the. Can't, dude. What am I supposed to do after watching that guy for the past couple of games? What the fuck?
Yeah, that was funny to hear you like talk yourself into the Titans and then be like, "Oh wait, Will Levis plays football under the influence, so maybe not."
He's the first quarterback to play drunk.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so accurate.
It's so accurate. But it is. It's crazy that he this weird ability to make the dumbest plays I've ever seen.
They're so funny, man. I'm gonna watch the language on this, but the coach looking at him and going, "Hey, man, what the like?" You just see him staring at Will Levis. Hey, man, what the f are you doing? Like it was so funny. I don't think
So
I've ever
funny.
seen that in a football game before.
To catch it so like clear too. It's gotta be
As Levis is like face down in the ground. Too.
dude, after the like scorpion thing that he did throwing the pick against the Bears and then to come back this week and do whatever it is he was doing. It's
Oh,
awesome. It's so awesome.
I hope we get a full season of Levis.
Oh, dude, he's gonna become like the next Jameis Winston, dude.
He's so much worse.
He's oh no, it's like Jameis Winston, but in like the most comedically bad way possible. Although Jameis Winston does have the most famous fumble I've ever seen in that college playoff game. Oh
We're a
god.
pro Jameis
Oh,
podcast.
I love Jameis. Please, Jameis, come be a guest. We love you. Dream guest. Can we put him as number one dream guest for the pod?
Yeah, he's up there for sure.
Yeah, he's way up there. Will Levis too. At this point, I would love. He probably would never talk to us, but I'd love to hear an explanation.
Like, hey man, what was your thought process on these two plays that probably lost you the game?
You did miss it. Sam Darnold had one of the most comedic throws I've ever
Oh,
seen. Dude.
I had it on, dude. I forgot to say this. While I was shopping at Costco, I had the game on and I was watching it with sound. Like that's how just checked out I was to the outside world and how checked in I get to football.
You,
Like I
you,
just have my phone on my shopping cart and it's like not full volume, but it's
it's
yeah,
volume.
I can hear it. Yeah, and like I'm just watching the game and I'm like I'm so pumped at the same time. Like I'm doing like little fist pumps. I'm sure I looked like a psychopath.
Yeah, well, that's part of being a fan. You're not supposed to look
There
normal.
was probably some guy that saw me watching though and he was like, "Hell yeah."
Right on, dude. He's the one guy in here watching the Vikings game. Oh, all right. Next game. I hate this game. Oh, yeah. We both went
Oh, I
Packers, right?
love this game.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
this game is. Yeah, let me tell you a little something about these two teams. Nobody believes in these guys. They look.
Oh, we forgot to throw in the Collinsworth for the Bears game. Oh, this guy looks so much better than he did last week. And it was like, no, he doesn't,
I
dude.
know.
He doesn't look better.
Dude, he could make a half of a good throw and be like, this guy's picking the game up faster than anybody I've ever. I mean, look at he's a great guy. His nails are painted.
This guy's he's just a
He's
guy.
just a guy who plays football, and I played football. I love him so much.
Oh, I love Chris Collinsworth.
These are two teams that may never play in front of Chris Collinsworth this season. We've got the Panthers and the Raiders. I may never see these two teams play again.
What a treat getting to
What a
watch
treat.
Caleb Williams in his first away game.
Oh, what a treat it was. He could shine positive light on shit, dude. He's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
he seems like a great guy.
Yeah. Okay, so the Raiders are favored by 5. The over-under is 40.5. I'm taking the Raiders and I'm taking them on the no. I'm obviously taking the spread, but the over-unders this week just scare the daylights out of me. I can't talk myself into 40 here, although I probably should be able to. Yeah, Panthers
Yeah,
are awful.
I'm a little nervous about picking the Raiders just because Andy Dalton's playing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, but I'm still gonna pick the Raiders
Okay.
because I like their defense. I'm like low key a Raiders fan. I don't know why. I mean, you heard me week one trying to talk you into them. I just kind of like their team. I have no explanation why.
It's a
Kind of like
Utah
them.
thing, dude. We're close.
No, I like Devonte Adams. I think their coach is like I'm cheering for their coach just because he went on Pardon My Take pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, I like Max Crosby.
Mad Max.
I just they're kind of fun. Plus Bowers is pretty good. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day, they've got at least weapons. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. The Panthers, it's so bad. It's so, so bad. The fact that Andy Dalton is like, well, hey, that might have shaved 2 points off of this line. Scary.
Yeah, if Bryce Young's playing, this might be a 10.5.
Yeah. Oh,
Nah,
it's.
probably not. Probably like a 8.5.
I mean, it's a road game still. It's bad. It's bad. Dolphins, Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 5. Over under 41.5. And where are you going? Because I know exactly where I'm going here.
I don't know what to think here. Are they gonna sign someone
They
this
signed Ty
week?
Huntley,
Or are they Pro Bowl quarterback
Pro
Ty
Bowl
Huntley.
quarterback Ty Huntley. Utah
Okay,
product, Pro Bowl
so
quarterback Ty Huntley.
how much better do we think he is than Skylar Thompson?
4 points.
4 points better.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched Tyler Huntley play an NFL game.
Oh, I've seen him play a bunch of games because he would always play at the end of the year for the Ravens. My uncle would give him tickets. Here's the thing about Ty Huntley. He is, but Tyler Huntley's gonna he's gonna be fine, and he'll manage the game. And
Can he throw it deep?
no, no, you don't have to worry about the
No.
deep ball. Not a cause for concern.
Drake London.
Dude, don't say it.
Drake London touchdown.
No, you're lying.
No, I'm sorry.
No, dude, you're lying. I'm
I'm
behind you.
not lying.
I'm behind you, dude. I'm behind you. Don't. You're lying. You're
Yeah, I'm
lying, dude.
lying.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. The Eagles' defense is pitiful.
Yeah, guess who
Oh
got
my
beat?
god, dude. Oh my god. Cooper DeJean
Slay.
or something. Oh my god, dude, and I just lost. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, well, you can find me in the depression pit. Let's get back to Ty Huntley. Because I hate my life. All right. Wow, that ruined my night a little bit there. Just kidding, but yeah. I don't want to think about that. Okay. Yeah, so Tyler Huntley's probably going to start for the Dolphins. I like the Seahawks -5, dude, and I like the under in this game. Tyler Huntley can't throw
Oh
deep.
no, I don't have minus. I have 6.5.
Oh, I have 6.5 too. Sorry, I was looking at the. God, I do that. Uh, yeah.
That's a lot of
That's
points,
a
man.
lot of points, but okay. So I like the Dolphins. I like the Seahawks to win, the Dolphins to cover in the under.
Okay. I just like the Seahawks to win and the Dolphins to cover.
Okay. All right.
I think they have enough weapons that they can I think they can just give it to Achan all game and he'll probably score once or twice, keep him in it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
going Seahawks, Dolphins plus 6.5 and the under.
Yes.
Under 41.5. That's dangerous.
Oh, I love it though. I live on the edge of danger.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Drunk fantasy talking though. I'm so upset.
I know you're holding a lot in right now.
Dude, I don't even. It's depressing.
I put up 155 this week.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts actually outscored my kicker, so now he's the top
Hey,
performer.
let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
All right, we've
All
got
right.
Lions cards. Uh,
This is a
this is a
great matchup.
BS line too, by the way. I cannot believe this line. Lions going into Arizona. They're favored by 2.5. And the over-under's at 52.5. I really like the Cardinals here. And I like the over.
Um, I like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals at 3 also, and I like
Oh
the
yeah,
over.
3. Yeah, yeah. So we're going same
What do
thing
you?
all the way around. Wow. Yeah, no, we did our glazing of the Cardinals earlier, but and if you want to talk about Amon Ra, because I know you're back on him.
Oh yeah, so I watched about, I would say collectively about 3 hours of interviews from Amon Ra. Um, and I kind of was like, I don't think I would be that much different if I slipped in the draft that far. I would probably, remember all the people that got taken in front of me. Because I guess he had like a huge draft party at his house, and he had a
Yeah.
bunch of his family and friends over, and he didn't get picked, and they all left, and he was like, thanks for coming, guys. And then like the next day he got picked, and he's like, I wasn't even happy. He's like, I'm about to show all these, whatever, fill in the blank. And so, I like him, and he's another guy that like, sure, he's the whole meme about like, oh yeah, name all the receivers. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but he's another guy that I'd really want on my team
A
because
likable
he's
dude.
all about football.
Yeah.
And like he has a notebook at practice where he like has all the names, and he's like, I'm not thinking about the names as much anymore, but he's like, I use it to remind myself to just like keep going and keep practicing hard every single day. So I really like him, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good I like him. I like him a lot.
And
I
I
think he's
would
a
take
great
him
guy.
over. Yeah, it's just the guys that don't have the ego. Like I'm so pissed off at how Jamar Chase is handling his football career right now. And same
Yeah.
with T Higgins. Like both of them, dude. I don't know what are you guys so mad about?
I mean, there's so much to unpack with those two teams. I mean, with those two players on that team, because it's like, hey, do you know how lucky you are to be playing with Joe Burrow? Do you know how lucky you are to have had these awesome beginnings to your careers? Do you know how many of these guys who are very, very talented end up playing on teams that are do not have good quarterbacks, who are not having offenses run the play to them every time? And I don't know. I get it. You want your money, but at the same time, you got teammates. I mean, I don't know. Be a little bit appreciative. I mean, the Bengals offered him a huge deal. Um, all right, Ravens, Cowboys. Um, we've talked about both of these teams today. Uh, Ravens are favored by 1 in Dallas. Over unders at 48.5. Or they're favored by 1.5. Over unders at 49.5. And I've looked at this game a couple of times and not really known how I feel about either team. I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I'm not gonna touch the over under. Feels like a game that could get oddly defensive if Micah Parsons and the Ravens defense decide to show up. And I just don't have a good feeling about the Ravens on the road after these past 2 weeks where it just has looked brutal.
No, I agree. I I wrote down Cowboys before you said anything. So
Yeah.
we're aligned with this one. I don't see Dallas. Dallas usually wins a lot of games at home too. I think it'd be crazy for them to lose back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I also like I don't really think the Ravens defense is all that, and I don't think their offense is all that either. I mean, they put up 20 and what they put up last week or yesterday 23.
Yeah, it
Like
was
I don't
weird.
know if that's enough to beat the Cowboys, but could be wrong. I don't feel like super confident with my Cowboys pick because the Ravens could go in there and win. I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I mean the Ravens. There's part of me that says the Ravens aren't losing three straight. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's ever lost three straight in his career, but it would be
Probably not.
really weird for the Cowboys to drop two at home. It feels like a wake up call for them, and it feels like a wake up call. It's a wake up call for both teams, but it's a harder wake up call for the Ravens going on the road, I think, than it is for the Cowboys playing at home. And that's the only thing that's swaying my decision. Weird, just weird. I will be watching every minute of that game. I mean, really, these two games are awesome. The afternoon slate is
Oh yeah,
actually a great slate.
can we shout out the NFL for only having what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 morning games and 1, 2, 3, 4. We have
Five,
five, four,
not
four
a.
or 2 o'clock games for us.
They're spreading it out. I don't hate it. It's better than
Yeah,
last
last week
week.
was oh my gosh, it was so
So
hard because
dumb.
there's like all these games are close, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, well I can only watch four.
Yeah, and I tried to do 8 at a time. It's not humanly possible. I have to do the quad box in one
No,
main game. You can't watch 8 games. It's
it's
too much.
chaotic.
I'm good at watching football. I have not hit the double quad box good yet.
No, that's for like a 13-year-old on Adderall. He could
Yeah,
probably like one of those could watch 8 games,
that's an
but not
iPad
me.
baby skill.
Yeah, that's the generation growing up now.
Yeah, they can do that. Me, no way. I have no idea what's going on, and I actually just lose track in every game. Um, so
We're gonna be grandfathers. We're just gonna have the single game. You're gonna be watching the Steelers. Just one game on the TV. I'm gonna be watching the Vikings, and our grandkids are gonna be like losing their mind that we can just focus on one game at once.
we're gonna be grandfathers, and they're not gonna. You're gonna have to pay extra to watch just one game. That's what it's gonna be. Grandpa
The
pays.
basic channels have
Yeah, Grandpa pays 2,000 extra dollars just to watch the Steelers. Isn't that dumb? Well, some of us can't watch 16 game at once. Okay, I can't watch the Idaho River Sharks because the NFL will have like 400 teams by then.
yeah, probably.
That's the oldest take right there. We're gonna have to pay to watch just one game because the main channels will have at least four.
Yeah, it'll just be included.
They're
That's crazy.
just gonna clone Scott Hansen. It'll just be games galore.
Just AI Scott Hansen.
Yes. AI Scott Hansen calling all of the games into your like implanted earbuds. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. All right. Rams Niners games in LA. Uh the Rams have nobody playing football anymore, I don't think. And the Niners are favored by 7.5 with the over under at 43.5. The spread seems so big. I mean, it's a huge
Yeah.
number for the way the Niners played this week, but at the same time, I just don't even who's playing receiver for the Lambs?
That would be Demarcus Robinson.
Right. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. I'm taking the Niners and I'm debating the spread heavily because part of me thinks McVay will just be weird and cover this game. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners with the Rams to cover and then be really sad about it when I'm wrong.
No, I'm gonna do the exact same thing because they still have Kyron Williams and Matt Stafford will make Marcus Robinson probably go for 8 catches for I don't know 75 to 80 yards and a touchdown, and then they'll just give Kyron the ball like 30 times. I bet.
Yeah, the Niners are going to be missing McCaffrey, who's been put on the IR, and
Debo.
Debo. So unless Brandon Ayuk is just unbelievable, and it's weird, but now that I say that, they're just going to go to George Kittle. It's going to be one of those like massive Kittle games that everyone. And that's why he's the best tight end
Yeah,
in football. Yeah,
I think Juwan Jennings is due for a big game.
best nickname in
Also,
football, First and Jawan. I love that nickname.
yeah, he's really good, man.
Dude, he is. It's so Niners. Next guy up, John Jennings, is going to have 7 receptions for 132 yards and a touchdown.
He was like probably going to be the Super Bowl MVP if they won,
Oh, he was
or at
so
least
good.
considered for it. He was nasty in the Super Bowl.
Oh, he was good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think the Rams are going to cover. It's a division game. It's in LA. I know that doesn't mean much. It'll probably be majority Niners fans, but I still, the 7.5 is big. We don't see a lot of teams winning by that much. Kick prop looking great in that. Chiefs Falcons. I don't have a line. I had a line earlier. It was
So
four
I
and a
have
half earlier. Chiefs.
so there's an opening line if you scroll down a little bit. We can just go off that. It's Chiefs -3
Okay.
over under 49.
Yeah, let's go off of that. Yeah, I like the Chiefs here. I don't know if I'm going to touch the over under, but yeah, I like the Chiefs cover money line.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
Yeah, yeah. The Chiefs might. I mean, they're the best team in football. I think 2 pretty impressive
Yeah.
wins. So
Hey, they're the team to beat.
they're the team to beat. Everybody's Super Bowl. I actually was working on this theory. I'll run it by you right here on the Chiefs. When you're playing a team like the Chiefs, everybody's like, well, this is the team that you've got to play at the end of the season to get past them. You can't have that mentality while you're playing them. It seems like every team gets stuck into this pattern where it feels so inevitable that the Chiefs are going to win weird that it makes them like the final boss that's crazy, At the end of a video game is, oh, nobody's beating this boss. This is a crazy boss. I mean, you play a lot of video games, but sometimes there are teams where, like the Bengals yesterday and like the Ravens in week 1, I feel like if you could just beat them early, like if those two teams win those 2 games, the Chiefs look a lot more beatable. And I know that this is a crazy take, but you got to get the boogeyman out of this team a little bit when you're playing them if you're going to be a team that's really good. Because if you can beat them early, you can take that sting away. But God, they win in the most dramatic fashion every week. I don't know. I mean,
Boogeyman is those 3 guys that are dressed in stripes.
yeah, dude. I know that was probably
Like,
the right call at the end of the game, but it felt kind of bullshitty.
yeah, no, I actually didn't have a problem with that one. It's the did you see that stat this week that there's nobody's had more interceptions called back in their career than Mahomes?
No way. Is that really a stat?
Yeah, and that happened in the Bengals game.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's not a coincidence, is what I'm going to say.
No, but the thing is, like, even with those calls, like, they still have to make the plays to win, and they always do.
Always do. I got a text
They
from
always bring out Harrison Butker, and I'm just like, it's over. He's not gonna miss. They did it to the Bills in the playoffs last year. They do it to everybody, man.
I got a text from Maz um, halfway through the 4th quarter, and he said, "Well, we all know what's going to happen here, right? Bucker's going to kick the game-winning field goal, and it's going to be a devastating loss for the Bengals." And if he'd have said that to me 2 years ago, I'd have been like, "Oh, thanks, you pessimistic asshole. That's exactly what I want to hear." He's totally. I said, "Yeah, you're right," and then it happened, and then I was, "Oh well, that's what happens
Okay.
against the Chiefs."
I'm staring at my TV screen. It's 4th and 16.
Yeah,
And I'm like, they're gonna get this. Somehow they're gonna get it.
they're going to get it, and then they're going to score.
And whether it's a penalty or a crazy catch or I don't
It's
know,
it's
dude. They
literally
just
the
they
second
always
Patrick
get it.
Mahomes leaves the the pocket and there isn't a flag from a hold thrown from him leaving the pocket, I know that whatever is happening in that play is probably a first down or a touchdown. Because either there's going to be a flag downfield for like a hold or a PI, or he's going to make some unbelievable throw to Kelsey or one of the endless amounts of oddball receivers they trot out there. I mean, yeah, I mean, to their credit, they make the plays, and the PI call was probably right. But at the same time, if that's the inverse and it's the Chiefs who make that stop, do you think that that flag's thrown? I don't know.
No, that's a great point. I do want to point out something that it was either Bill or Sal said it, but when Mahomes is like in the end game situations like this, he is like when he has to make crazy throws, just like yesterday. The ball is always right on the money to the receiver, to where I think it might like panic the defense a little bit, and they're just like so hyped up to try and stop him. But he always is throwing these balls that are somewhat catchable. So I think the PI is way more likely to happen
Well,
when he
yeah,
does that, because you see a lot of quarterbacks at the end of games, they're just hucking something up, just a prayer. But he's like, no, I'm gonna try to make a play, and it's just a credit to his IQ. I mean, he's one of
it's
the
also
best to ever do it.
it's a
But
great point too because I think it puts refs in a tough spot.
hmm
The ball's being thrown right on the money, and the refs don't know what to do with it.
so if there's any contact, it's like, okay, well
Well, that probably could have been
that ball was
caught.
catchable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They're frustrated. They almost made my hate list. The end of the game's Chiefs. They'll be on there by the end of the year. I was very upset to see the Bengals lose that game.
yeah.
Um,
Well, Joe Burrow didn't have to fumble it and let him run it back for the
yeah,
defensive touchdown either. So
yeah, yeah. That's true. All right. Well, now that I'm depressed sufficiently, um, Jaguars Bills. I love the Bills this year. The Bills are favored by 4.5. The over under is 49. Where are
I
you
see
gonna
five and
go?
a half.
You see 5.5. Oh, so I'm down at the initial set out. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
5.5. And over under at 45.5 or 46.5 now. Monday night, first of the two Monday night games. I like the Bills. I like the Bills to cover. I like the Bills to win. I hate the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to be cheering for Josh Allen louder than I've ever cheered for a player, I think. I love this. Let's go, Bills.
Yeah, I think 5.5 is just not enough for this matchup.
No, no. I think that the Bills could do serious damage to this Jags team and their season.
I'm not touching the over under though, because this game could be put away quickly.
Yeah, this could be another Thursday night situation where the Bills just
It's a weird
steamroll.
game, man. The double Monday game. I
Double
don't know. You
Monday.
might as well call it a Thursday game.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I love a double Monday though, and it's a long week for the Bills to get rest compared to the Jaguars. They played on Thursday.
Yeah.
They get the extra day, so it's like almost a full bye. Yeah, I really like the Bills. I love Josh Allen, dude. I love him. It's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Monday night, second game. Commanders Bengals. Uh Bengals are favored by I have 8.5. The over under set at
I do
48 and
too.
a half. I'm
That's insane.
That's insane. Are they watching the same Bengals I've been watching, dude? What?
I don't know, dude. The
Dude,
Commanders' defense is really bad, but
yeah,
still.
but jeez, I mean, what? Okay, I like the Bengals to win, the Commanders to cover, and I'm not touching the over under. We've talked about this. The
Yeah.
Bengals are frustrating with their star power because God, those guys in the holdout. It's just, I have Jamar Chase as my cornerstone piece of my fantasy team, my keeper fantasy team. I took him a couple years ago. He was nothing but awesome. It was, I was bragging to everybody about how stoked I was. He was even really good last year. And then this year, his vibes are terrible. I mean, what was that with the 15-yard penalty in that game with the freak out? It seemed like he was angry about it. Seems like when you're angry about something else and you start screaming at somebody for something that's not their fault.
Yeah.
Really weird. I mean, I get it. I expected like a really egregious and obvious penalty, and there just wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what the Bengals are. I know they always do this. Like ever since Joe Burrow was starting, they're just really bad for a few weeks. But
Yeah, and this could be. I mean, look, I said I thought the 8.5 was big. At the same time, it doesn't seem outrageous to me. I mean,
no, I think there's a chance that Chase goes for I don't know 215 yards
yeah, no,
in
I
this
mean this
game.
could be insane. This could be the like, oh yeah, the Bengals. Remember them? It could be that game
Yeah, feels like they could blow off some steam in this game for
for
sure.
sure.
But also, I don't know. They could just suck again.
Yeah, it's too much for me to take the full 8.5 right now, but it's tough. This is
Yeah,
tough
I can live with myself if they win by because I don't know. It's not like the Commanders are like they're scrubs on defense, but offense, I mean, I don't know why they couldn't hang with them, and it's not like the Bengals have this like awesome defense either,
No, yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, the Bengals defense has been weird this year, and I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna be fine if the Bengals end up winning this game by 30. My grandpa, who's from Cincinnati, who's been living with me, this is an awesome quote from him today. He said, "If the Bengals lose to Washington this week, I'm never watching again. I'm done. I will quit forever." And I said, and I was like, yeah, until next week. He said, no, it'll be the biggest disgrace of my life.
I love
I
it.
was like, dude, you watched Marvin, Marvelous Marvin for, 20 years. Whoever that head, what was that guy's name? Marvin Lewis, their head coach, who just
Yeah,
he made the playoffs 10 years in a row and lost in the first round. 10 years in a row
yeah, with Carson Palmer
with
and
Carson Palmer and
who was it,
Andy
AJ
Dalton
Green
and AJ Green and Ocho Cinco. I was like, buddy, there's
and
been worse.
TJ Hushmanzada,
Gonzada, dude.
and who was their running back?
Oh my god, dude. Oh, who is that guy? I mean, they had like Rudy Johnson. They had a bunch of guys, but who is the guy? Jeremy Hill.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. That is a name though.
Jeremy Hill's the guy who fumbled the ball against the Steelers when the Antonio Brown hit happened. Oh,
Oh god. That was so those hits those hits like make me feel bad that
oh,
football exists.
they had Giovanni Bernard too.
Yeah, that's who it is, Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, I was like, Grandpa, you realize you've watched those teams play. He's like, it'll be a disgrace. I'll never watch again. My hopes will be lost forever. He's very dramatic. He's 88 or 89. It's like, all right, buddy.
I
So
love it. I'll be the same.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll be so disappointed if the Bengals lose that game. So well, dude, another great week. Thank you. It was
Yeah.
great. Go Vikings, go Steelers.
Yeah, hopefully well, we are at the top of our division regardless, but
Yeah.
it would be awesome to walk in next week 3-0.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you in that Darnold jersey.